Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm messing around with Vassal a little bit. Guys have asked me about it. So gonna kind of go over. I use Paint Shop Pro, but a lot of this stuff you guys can just do on Paint, I believe. Pieces, one of the hardest things to work on. I usually figure out what size I need to scale down to. It's usually around 85 to 100 pixels squared, and then I make a transparent template using the border I like to use. And this is the standard border I like to use right here. Um, this one I messed up a little bit on the corners, but I wanted it rounded. And they look all right. You get down to 100% right there, and they look real good, especially in the background. So I've today I was we got a lot of stuff from Joe on his skills and things, and I'm not real happy with my PT boat pieces because somehow my corners got white. And I also going to put in the new PT boats cruise status into my module. And I figured I might just go in and play around with making a video and show you guys how I do some of this stuff. So first off, like I said, I always make a transparent background, and that makes putting borders on everything easy. Now, the other thing you can do is make a especially if you're doing square ones, just make this transparent background and add it as a layer, permanent layer on all your pieces that you want to have the border on it. Doesn't work so well with the rounded corners because you have to have the rounded corners on everything, and that makes everything a pain in the ass. So for this module, I wanted rounded corners to kind of match the nice counters that Compass put out in it. So I worked off of the template on everything. So basically, what I'll do is I'm going to be working on the my PT boats, 2 to 4, and adding on Joe's squares for skill levels. And normally, what I'll do is try to size these up. And we're at 150, 100, right around there. They may actually work. I usually get my selection tool out, come up here, and I'll work with the squared one right now because I don't want the black. I just want the blue. And I'm going to go in here real quick and just see how big that is. And if I can't catch it right down the bottom, I will create. That's 67 by 67, so that's actually a little smaller than I want it, but that's all right. I can do that. So I'm going to leave Control C. Actually, we don't even need that. Yeah, we do. We can do that. We can work with that. I'm jumping around. Don't mind me. You can go ahead, Control C that. Then we're going to, in Paint, you can go ahead and paste it as a uh, new selection, and that'll come right on in over here. And I'll try and center that in here. And actually, I think I do want that just a little bigger. Um, yeah, we'll make that just a little bigger. So we'll come back over here. And let's see, 67, 10% up will make it 73, thereabouts, maybe 74. Let's go image, resize, percentage, 110. See if we like the quality. I'm going to select it again. I mean, you don't have to be exact now. We know the size we want. I don't. My big thing is I just don't want the black. And normally I will work with the rounded, but they're a little tight on the corners, and I need to select like this. Control C that, bring it over to my background. Control E this, bring it in here, and that looks a little closer. Could actually have gone 120. And then we're going to just kind of come down here, get the dropper, get that color, get the all fill, drop that in there. There's our piece. and you got some stuff that don't quite work out right, you just kind of drop over top of it. And there is a new PT Boat 4 with the green, and the corners are still transparent, and we put it into the game. So immediately save that. So you don't. This is the big thing. You got to save that. PT4. This is for combat. I'll go PT4 combat, and we're not going to write the whole thing out. I'm just going to put G for green. And then I don't have to do any more of them. I will just go right on in and get me. We'll do it all at once. Actually, we don't even have to do the other ones now. We can just go in, get the 3, Control C, bring that over to this one, Control E. I'll save that as PT Boat 3, green. We'll just change this. Try to make it as simple as possible. Find something that's going to keep you from doing everything by hand. And like me, I'm not an artist, so I have to be. I have to find shortcuts to make this stuff look good. Control C, bring the 2 down. Try and get as close to where we were. Over that, right around there. And file save as PT Green 2. Now, we're just going to walk through the 2s real quick. Now all we need is the blue squares. And we will just cover right up over. And this you don't even need the white. We're just covering over the green. You know, maybe get in halfway in the white. Copy that bad boy over. Get a little outside it if you're, I mean, it's not going to hurt. Just match it up when you bring it in here and paste it. And we're working on 2 right now. So we'll just bring this up, Control E it. Boom, right there. We got file save as PT Boat 2 average. We'll go back in, get our veteran. And actually, you know what? While we're here, edit, paste as new image. File save as average. And we're going to come back over here, get an orange one, see which one looks the best. Try not to get any, try to get enough white that we, if there's any blue bleed from the inside, it doesn't show up. Go back out here to A, Control E it. Bump that bad boy in there, fine tune it if you don't like it, but I think that's where we want it right there. Save as veteran. And one more. I'll try to keep this video short too. Control C for the elite. Control E. And we're going to save that as E. And so we'll get rid of this real quick. Now we've got those saved. And we're going to go in and I already renamed this my module. Renamed it as personal skills. So when I start another game, another campaign, I'll start using this one. So we're going to go into the pieces. Now we've got to do this. Got to do a couple of adjustments here. We want to do this right. We're going into, I have PT boats, combat. We just did PT boat 2. So we're gonna make a layer out of him now. And you got to watch layers. You got to make sure that they're properly placed, or all this stuff's not going to get on them. So we'll double check that when we're done. So we're going to add a simple layer. I like them always active. Um, let's put skills up here because we're going to copy this. Um, increase, plus, decrease. And I'll go ahead and put skill in there. And if you think that somewhere along the line you're just going to run a reset them, I usually use Control R. You don't have to put anything in here. That way it's there if you want to set up some kind of a global property reset back to level 1. You have it in place. Um, I'm going to put Control R. Probably won't never use it, but it'll be there if I need it. And we're going to add a level. We're going to go to, we'll make this one, we'll start them all out at green. So we'll make this one the PT Combat. Next up will be average. And before I forget, we want to really go into the base piece. And we're going to put him PT Combat green. And you see the colors change just a little bit. It will stay consistent. That's why I like to use the same thing over and over again to keep the colors in there. Back to the layer. Add another layer. PT Veteran. And add another layer. PT Vote 2 Elite. Then we can actually come up here and increase the skills. What else are we supposed to be able to do? Rotate. And see, it's not rotating. And now it does. Counterclockwise, counterclockwise. So it does matter where you put everything as to whether it will work or not. So if something don't work on you, it's probably the placement of your layer. And that's it for making the combat piece with layers. Actually, we just changed that, so there's a little bit more to it than that. I've got all my place markers. Always, always, always make a prototype so it's easier to change all these things. Um, so that's basically the combat piece. Go over that real quick with you and how I set them up. I'll go back and finish that one later. Now, I was being asked about all the boxes and stuff that I do on my log sheets. Well, for those of you that ask and you watch this video, here's some of my art artwork. You see, here's the 25 box one from 0 to 25, and 15 from 0 to 15, yada yada yada. And we're going to go over real quick how I do that. So get things shot back over here again. So that is in here. Here's what I do. I screenshot the PDF most of the time because I find that's where I get my clearest picture. I screenshot it at 100%. And normally to fit it in one screen, I'll just rotate it to the left a little bit. And actually, I missed that one up a little bit. Let's just go rotate that back right now. And then I can get it on one screen and it's easier to copy. Then when I bring it in here, I will just cut it out. It don't have to be perfect. I can go in and make it perfect later. Control C, edit, paste as a new image. And I think you can do a lot of this on Paint, but I could be wrong. That I don't need anymore. No, I'm not going to save that. Image number, that one we want. This one we don't need to keep anymore. No, I'm not going to save that. So we'll come over to this image. And okay, so these here I already have in place. I use what I call a box X and a box O um, when I do it, and then I have an X that I put in here somewhere, right here. It's in a transparent background. Um, Small X. There's a sample right there, the small one. So the best way to do it, Vassal, is go in and rename your small box. The one that you're going to. This is going to be my permanent name in Vassal. Small box X. It looks black here, but that's actually transparent. Okay. This is going to be the one you want to show up all the time because it just shows up as blank. You have no artwork showing, but you can select it. Okay. Rename that one once you've made it. Small box, say 1, and then go and make your box orange and rename it small box X. Go in and assign all your artwork with the small box X, and it shows up orange, so it's easy to reposition. As those of you that worked on this know about repositioning stuff, it's kind of easier, at least for me it is, to have something to look at and just go right, put it where I want it and be done with it. Um, and then you make a layer with the small X, and that's how you take care of the single boxes there. So when you've got everything done in alignment and you look at it at the end of your work, you can make sure that everything you want is covered in orange. And then to get it back to um, transparent, all you do is rename small box X as small box XO for orange or something along them lines, and take your small box 1 that you saved earlier and make it small box X. And then just load it into Vassal and save it, and all those will be transparent then. No loss. And it just makes your work so much easier. So for long ones like this is 5, 10, 15, 20, and we got a 30 there. So I'm just going to go in, and I usually take something kind of along this lines right here. Control C, and edit paste to the new image. And we'll make that 100. That's 100% right there. Now, out of curiosity, I'm going to drag my small box X over. You know what? No, I want to show you guys how to make a small box X. So let's do that first. Come down here and get your size. Just kind of as big as you want it. Right there, that's 12 by 12, it looks like. So I come back. Once I get that, I've ascertained I want a 12 by 12. I'll file, open, and new. And then I'm going to make sure that my background is going to be transparent. And I just put 12 in here and 12 in here. And I usually go at 200 pixels. That seems to be, or resolution. That seems to be good. And that gives me a small box X. Then just get text and whatever color I want. And usually I go with kind of a blue. Kind of looks like a blue pen. And let's find out the font size. Now I think 9 will work okay. So probably going to be too big. We'll just put that in there. Probably is too. Oh, you know what that is? I know what that is. That is font color right there. Needs to be blue to match this. And I think you can just go ahead and put the colors in, but I'll get it close, something like that. And we go. Let's go down to 8 while we're at it because it looks awful big. And we're just going to put a lowercase x in there. Bring that down to 100. If you don't like the lowercase x, be my guest. Put an uppercase x in. And then you can go over here, move it around, get it where you want it. And we're not going to get exactly centered, so we'll just go with something like that. And at 100%, that looks damn good to me. So we file save that as small x, but I think my regular small x is going to work just fine. So we'll go in here, get the small x back out. We would save this then as, that was 20. So I want to make sure I don't have 20s in here, and I don't. So I'm going to go with 20x0. This is my base one. And that's just so I can remember that it's a 20. I'm going to be using x's, and that is 0, the base. Then I'm going to get my small x, Control C that bad boy, and start doing my thing. Nice and easy. Control E. Put them down over here. You kind of make them a little sloppy so it looks like you're filling it out with a pen. File save as 20x01. 1. Yes, and actually, if you click on this after you're done, you really don't have to do that, what I just did there. Control E, we put another one down. I'll get a little sloppy just to make it kind of look like it. File save as 2. Control E. Don't worry about making it look nice. You're trying to make it look like you filled the paper out. 3. Control E. 4. Always try to find a way to make it easier on yourself. Smarter, not harder. 5. I'm going to complete this so you can might as well just turn the video off right now because I don't want to stop. It'll be hard to match everything back up. 6. And I'm going to use this anyway to position. And these are easy to position because you can see what the hell you're doing. And actually, while they're still kind of transparent when you're repositioning them, you can line them almost exactly on your X's on the board or on your image. And you see, just not really hard, just a lot of repetition. Takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. But it's so much easier than new logs. And the other thing I do then is for these, when I'm making the layers, I definitely put that like Control R, or I think I actually used alternate R in this game, so you can put a global property in there and clear out your um, log sheet real easy. And if you like saving your log sheets, you can still do that in Vassal, because if you look at the top of your, actually load the game up real quick. What did I do? Close game, file, new game. Something's not going there. Wonder what I did here. You know what? Hold on. We'll bring that out. Yes, I want to save it. Personal 1. You know what? It needs to reload it. That's what it is. So we're going to edit that again. It's going to reload everything. That's why it wouldn't let me open a game, I believe. Because it didn't have the images in there. New game. Yep, there we go. And so I want to say I really want to save my crew log. You can actually hit this and screenshot it and save them. And I do that a lot for like my 509th Bomber groups for target for today and stuff. I'll save all my log sheets. Never have looked at them, but they're there if I want to see them. We'll cancel that because I'm going to stay in here modifying. So got a little sidetracked, but gives you an idea of what to do. And then I can just clear them out real easy by putting the button on the top, which I guess I could show you that too. reset. So if I go in there and I've got my log sheet all filled out, I can just hit reset, boom, it's clear log sheet. So nice and easy. Nice and easy. And if you don't want something cleared out, you just don't put the control R in there or you make it exempt. I haven't really messed too much with exempt, but I think you can do that. So anyway, back to renumbering these, and once I'm done this, I will cut the video and post it and send it to those who were asking me about it. File save as 12. So this is how you do it. Yes, it takes a little while, but it's not really that difficult. Just a lot of steps, a lot of repetition, especially on some of the other ones. I've had 50s and stuff like that, hundreds. I think target for today, I finally gave up on the one of them. I finally gave up on the superficial damage and just left it where it was. I figure if I ever get that much superficial damage, my plane will probably be on the ground anyway. So no need to have that many. And yeah, I've been told by Compass that they don't put any Vassal modules until 6 months after release of the game. I'm sure that's, I'm all right with it to make sure that people actually buy it instead of getting Vassal and downloading charts and have a free game. Got to support these guys. They put a lot of work and time into these games, and if you like playing them, then it ain't gonna hurt you to pay for them. Vassal is something I use because I don't have a lot of table space, and I hate setting things up after I have started a campaign. And with Vassal, I can just go ahead and open my save. So it suits me well. And I always have the option of playing on the game if I'm in the tabletop if I want to. So that's the added bonus of it. So here we up to 19 already. As you see, it doesn't take really that long to do this. My video is half an hour long, and not all of it was on this. Some of it was showing you other things. Save as and 20. So save. Now we also want to go into this and file save as crew status sheet. Sounds good to me. Save and close that out. And I'm going to close this out right now because I got a one-line game coming up. I do D&D 2 using Fantasy Grounds, and we're about ready to go live here in about half an hour, so I got to cut this off pretty soon. I'll close this game out, and then we're going to go in here to, um, it's a single chart. And you have to use a map. I'm just going to copy the combat map right now. New one? No. Let's make a new one. Add a new chart. I'm going to call that crew 2 to 4 status. If I could type, that would be wonderful. Um, oh, that's the other thing I like to do. No button text. Control C. Control EV. There we go. Being a little stupid here. Go back into Paint Shop. Just get the crew status up here again. And I think I've been using 25 on this, so I'm just going to resize this. Oh, cancel, not canvas resize. Image resize. And we're going to go by pixels this time, and I want the height. I'm pretty sure I'm using 25. And that'll give me a button. So I'll file save that as crew status button. Close that back out. Select crew status button. That'll be the button up here. And hotkey, I forget F7, we'll just do F8. Okay, now we're going to add a map to this because you want to use a map. Call that crew status too. And we're going to go down there. We're going to add a map board. I'm going to call that crew status. Got to rename these. Vassal don't like maps the same name. We don't want to mark any pieces. No, no. You can change the colors and stuff if you want. I mean, you can even make the border thickness. I usually leave all that default. Then come down here and add a board. And we're going to go crew status. And crew status sheet. Open. Okay. Then I like to save it after I do that and reopen because I find usually it makes me do some, it saves me some time. So let's edit this. It's going to load that in real quick. Now it's in Vassal memory. And we'll go back down here and to the map board. Right to your crew status map. And we're going to add an add start stack. And we'll call that PT2 kills 1. Belongs to board crew status. Nothing there. We're going to add a single piece, basic piece. That'll be 20x. We'll just call it 20x. And we'll come in here, hit 20x0. That'll be my default. And I'm going to set the layers and stuff up later. I'm going to have to call this. Just go through repositioning real quick. Now we have it sitting up here. As you see, it's not showing up because that image is not loaded yet into Vassal. So we're going to save that. And we will come back out. And I usually find this helps with alignment and everything anyway. Now you saw that little flicker up there. That was it loading that piece in there for me. So now we can go into the crew status map. The PT kills. We're going to go reposition this. The reposition is now highlighted. We open it up. We have this. We drag it down until everything is crisp. As you can see, you can kind of see the old one right there. And that should be okay. Now I have found Vassal can sometimes screw me over. So once again, when I'm first doing this, and usually you don't have to do it all over again. You just do it once. Go in and get that first piece aligned. Once you get that, it seems to straighten itself out. We'll edit that module again. File, new game. Check the button. And there it is. So now it's selectable. Now when I put that layer in there, you'll have the menu to increase it, decrease it, or reset it. As you see, I've none of that up here yet. So basically, that's a brief how-to for those of you who are out there playing around or learning to play around or want to learn to play around with Vassal. Kind of like a quick little run around on how to do some of the important things of adding the charts and adding the stuff. But please, whatever you do, don't distribute this stuff. Make everybody buy the game. Make them do the hard work. It just benefits the gaming community so much more. We're getting so many good games out there. Let's not cheat them out of them. That's all I got. That's my soapbox, and I'll talk to you guys later.